I'm Valerie, and I talk about higher ways of thinking of all subjects of life, focusing on the spiritual aspects. Thanks for being here. Welcome back. It's been a while, so let's dive right into the message. The title of this video is What People Need to Understand About Doing the Inner Work, okay? What people don't tell you about doing the inner work. All right, so what is the inner work, okay? Because there's a lot of talk about this in spirituality. And really what it is you're working on yourself. And working on yourself is a day-to-day way of life, and it's a forever thing. People that do the inner work, it's something that never stops, okay? The people that do the inner work are the people that are successful in life because they're constantly trying to be the better version of themselves than they were yesterday. They continually want to grow, all right? And these are the kind of people that you want. If you are someone that does the inner work and works on yourself, you want to be around other people that also work on themselves and want to grow, all right? Because it's going to help you surpass growing in your own capability. So you're going to need somebody that knows more. You're going to need some type of mentor. You're going to want to surround yourself with people that know things that you don't know so you can learn from them, and vice versa. They're going to learn from you. Because this life is all about learning and growing. When you stop learning and growing, that's when you run into issues. That's when people start feeling down, depressed. Things don't work out the way that they want them to. And they start focusing on everything going wrong instead of trying to look at themselves and figure out what they can do in their own life to fix things. Okay? So ultimately, doing the inner work is all about creating the version of yourself that doing the inner work is about embodying your higher self. So that's why you're doing work on yourself. Just like a car goes to the mechanic to get its brakes done or an oil change, you have to figure out what part of yourself, not that anybody's broken, that's not what I'm saying. But we are here to learn and grow. It's all around in nature. Things are constantly growing and evolving and changing. And more animals are being birthed, humans being birthed, ideas being birthed, birth, birth. There's always development and creation happening. That is our natural state. We're not meant to just be in this loop of a program that was created by somebody else. We're meant to be creators ourselves. And how do you start doing that? Is you start creating yourself. You may not have grown up around people, for example, that have money, but your soul, your mind, your heart wants to be wealthy in this life. If that is something that your soul desires, that means that it is already yours. That means that there is a future version of you somewhere in a different timeline in this multidimensional reality that's already living in that wealthy version of you. Your job is to figure out what you can do now to match that version of you, to become that version of you and align with that timeline, okay? And there really is, the reason why Einstein says time doesn't exist, it's not that there's not time, right? Days, weeks, months, right? It is a structured concept, but it's not that time isn't a real thing. It's that things are not going to happen in a time sequence in our mind of how things are going to happen. We don't understand how the universe works its magic. Our job is just to believe in its magic. Our job is just to believe in its magic, okay? So, what people don't tell you about doing the inner work, what you need to know about doing the inner work is that there is timeline shifting that's invisible to our senses. You cannot feel timeline shifting you can, what I will say, is you can, there is subtle clues and like messages and like signs that your timelines are shifting. So I won't say that it's invisible to all the senses, but you cannot touch your timeline shifting, right? That's something that's happening that's out of our control. It's about trusting that it's happening as long as you keep working on yourself. Um, this is something that I wrote down. I was writing down what I'm gonna do in this video. So I put timelines are shifting, and that's invisible to the senses. But one of the senses is being able to see and hear. And so when I brought in the senses part, it actually doesn't make sense, because you can see and hear your timeline shifting if you're open to seeing the signs and synchronicities, because not everybody can see it. Because if you're not aware, if you don't have a certain level of awareness, you just take it as a coincidence and you just kind of shrug it off. All right. But once you become aware, then you start seeing like, oh yeah, no, I see angel numbers. Okay. Those are a real thing. And I know that people think it's like cliche or made up, but once you start believing in angel numbers, they're going to be happening nonstop. Okay. When you see repetitive numbers is not like common. We mostly see numbers like 5, 6, 9, 21, like jumbled up together. So to see repetitive numbers and to see them multiple times a day is not a coincidence. It's a divine synchronicity. It is a sign from your future self. Okay. And there's so many different types of angel numbers. You just got to look up what they mean. Okay. Because they all have different meanings and they might mean something different specifically for you. So let's talk about, I just want to talk about two of these men that they no longer are alive now, but they have left a legacy of their knowledge and their teachings on this planet for us, okay, for the future generations. Neville Goddard, okay. So when it comes to doing the inner work, and I haven't really I have talked about doing the inner work and what exactly that is. That can be like affirmations, that can be working out, that can be listening to that could be meditating, that can be cutting out toxic people out of your life, that could be cutting out toxic habits, it could be watching better things, right? Removing certain music from your playlist, eating better. It's so many things. It's about improving yourself, okay? But really, when you get to the root, working out and eating right and all that stuff is awesome, but you also got to work on your inner root, which is your mind, how you speak to yourself and how you think of yourself and your life. Okay, because I think that's the hardest part, especially if you weren't raised around positivity and around people that think like this. You once you become an adult, you have the responsibility of reprogramming yourself. That's what I mean when I say doing the inner work, and everything else about eating right and working out and whatever stuff like that. That stuff, taking better care of yourself, making yourself look nicer, what people call a glow up. That you're starting to love yourself more. You're starting, and it really starts from within. It's making a conscious choice, like I want better and I deserve better. Affirmations, that's another way to program yourself, which is I might need to make a video in the future about affirmations, because those really, really do work. Okay. It's not just about repeating phrases, statements, I am statements. It's not just about repeating I am statements. It's about feeling good when you're saying this out loud and believing and claiming out into the universe, like, I am successful. I am a multimillionaire. I love myself. I accept myself. I am deserving of good things. You need to feel it from your root all the way up to your crown chakra, and it's you. You're telling the universe, this is me. Okay? And the beautiful thing about affirmations is you can say whatever affirmations for your own specific life, or you can look some up. There's plenty online, okay? I made my own because I wanted it to be specifically for my life. And let me tell you, like, some of these affirmations that I say out loud have manifested. Manifesting just means creating, have been created into my reality. We are here to create, and we really truly are the magic of the universe. We are part of the universe, okay? The magic is within us. Now, Nikola Tesla, I wanted to add one more thing, because and look these guys up, okay? Neville Goddard and Nikola Tesla. Like, these are two men that I've listened to their teachings, and it's good stuff. They knew the secrets of the universe. Nikola Tesla says, quote, "If you knew the magnificence of 369, you would have the key to the universe." Now, supposedly he was someone that, like, he would only go into rooms that were divisible by 3, 6, or 9. He would like circle his block 3 times before going home. So he actually would like use 369 in his daily life. And there is power in the numbers 369. And I believe it's because something about the way the whole nature and the world is structured has something to do with the numbers 369. Numbers are literally like the universal language, universal code. Okay. So the reason why I bring that up is because a little trick is that when you're doing your affirmations, say them 3 times. Okay. Now, if you are writing, because you can also do like scripting was what they call it. It's a manifestation method where you write your manifestation down on a piece of paper, every single day. So what you can do with this Nikola Tesla 369 method, because it really is powerful, and like I've done it myself, okay, and like so many other people too. Like, if you, it's really just about putting the effort into yourself. Do you feel like you're worth writing down something every single day? Because that's what it comes down to. It's not about, oh, I got to do homework. Do you feel like you're worth testing it out for your own life? Because you might just surprise yourself. So let's say you want to manifest a new car. So in the morning, you can do scripting, and you have a journal and physically write it out and say, I am so grateful for my new car with 4 doors and it's red. And you can make it, I wouldn't make it too long, because you're going to write it 3 times in the morning. Then you're going to write it 6 times in the afternoon. And then you're going to write it 9 times before bed. And you're going to do this every day. Okay. And I'm not going to say you got to do this every day for the rest of your life. You'd be surprised just by writing it down, even like for a couple days, 5, 6 days, how you ingrain that into your subconscious. And all of a sudden your subconscious, which is invisible to our eyes, is manifesting and creating and pulling towards us the timeline where we have that car. Okay. And things are going to start shifting in your life. You might, like, something in your job might change, or this friend might move away, or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope that you guys found this helpful, informational. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want me to talk about, drop it down below. I'm here for you guys. I really just want to help, share the things that I've done in my own life with others, because it works, and it works for anybody. It's just about putting in the effort. Okay. You can do it. You can do it. Put your back into it. All right. Sending you guys love and peace, and goodbye for now.